Hey guys, today is Wednesday, November 18th, and for today's Itaki Pro recipe, I'm trying that KFC rice thing, although it's Popeyes chicken. And so I have one of these full of rice there. I washed it last night, and then I added one of these of water. I do have 3 of these little cups in there. This is the little cup that came with the Itaki Pro. This is a chicken breast and then the bone, and I'm just going to put that right on top of here. And then that goes in there. And then in here, I have some bean sprouts, some green onions, some of that dashi powder, and a cup full of water. And just based on the volume, I should have switched those, but I didn't think the chicken and the rice would fit in that one. So that's why it's like that. I'm going to stack this. It should cook for about an hour. That's why I put the 3 cups in there. And then on the side, I have some pickled daikon. So I'm gonna turn this on, cover it, and I'll see you guys back in about an hour. All right, guys, so it cooked for about an hour and then it shut off. I actually unplugged it, and I'll show it to you right there. Because what happens is if it's plugged in and you lift the cover and some of the condensation gets down into the bottom, it'll turn on again. So just to prevent that, that's why I unplugged it. You don't need to if that doesn't bother you. I haven't opened it yet. And that looks cooked. I mean, just based on the color of the green onions. I don't mind crunchy vegetables. And then at the bottom there is the rice. And there's definitely more chicken than rice. It's a few more minutes until I'm gonna actually take lunch. But when I do, I'll show you on my desk how I plan to eat that. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so this is going to be my lunch for today, November 18th, which is Wednesday. So I shredded the chicken, threw away the bone, and I really only brought that to add some flavor. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not sure if it did or not. I did add some of that seasoned seaweed flake to the bean sprouts. I don't know if it's gonna need some shoyu or some salt or for something, but I do have little shoyu packets here. This is my pickled daikon, and then on the top of this I added some of the French fried onions, more for a texture than anything. And I don't know if I'll need ketchup, but I have. And that's my lunch for today. I'll bring you guys back when I'm done eating, just to let you know how it is. I did try the KFC rice thing, and so I'll give you my thoughts on which one I thought was better. I've never actually cooked bean sprouts in here, so I don't know what that flavor is by way of if there's any seasoning, because I did add a little bit of dashi. And then this is very fragrant, so I'm expecting it's going to be a really good lunch. But I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so let me give you my thoughts, because I definitely have them. Now, like I mentioned, I did try the KFC, and it's a KFC rice cooker hack that went viral from Japan. And I tried that at home in the rice cooker. Now, the ratio of chicken to rice was not the same as this one. So this one, there definitely was more chicken, less rice. That one I had actually made 2 cups of rice with, I think, like 2 pieces of chicken, and I think I had deboned it, so I didn't even have the bone in there. So it was okay, but I didn't find that it was very flavorful. This one I definitely find was a lot more flavorful, but again, the ratios weren't the same, so I don't know if it's just because there was more chicken, but I definitely like this version better. I also loved the addition of the French fried onions. I love French fried onions, so I can add that to anything. And this pulled inherently Asian to me, more so because of the pickled daikon and this. And so the French fried onions really are neutral. It doesn't pull Western, it doesn't pull Eastern, it's just added salt and crunch. And so I thought that was lovely. Daikon is a radish. It's a white radish that is pickled in brine, I think. And so this has a bit of a bitter edge, like a radish would, sort of earthy. I don't know how to explain foods, especially a radish. And then it's got a sour note because it is pickled, and it is lovely, and it was so good with that. Now this was good until it wasn't. So while the seaweed was on top and still retained some of its crunch, it was a delightful mixture. I might have, or maybe I should have drained this, but that would have been too humbug, and so I didn't. Once it melted into the soup though, or into the water, it's actually not really a soup, that tasted like an aquarium smells. A stinky one. And I'm like, oh no. Because I like the flakes because they add a bit of crispness. They're not crunchy, they're crisp. And there's a little bit of a seaweed taste, and there's a sesame oil taste, and I love it. And when I have it on rice and it sort of dissolves, then it's more like the wrapper around a musubi, just a regular nori sheet. But when it hit the water, and then maybe because bean sprouts are kind of, I don't want to say they're dirty because I wash them, but there definitely is a earthy taste. And again, I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but I don't know if the combination of those two, but seriously, I ate a bite and I'm like, oh, wait, what? It was just yummy just 3 seconds ago. And then I tried it again. I'm like, oh no, this smells like an aquarium. This tastes like an aquarium tastes. In theory, I've never tasted an aquarium, but I really loved these two things. And if I were to do the bean sprout dish again, I might actually just have the flakes on the side and then use my chopsticks to sort of pile it on and keep it crisp and not get that whole aquarium business going on. I would definitely recommend a Popeyes chicken thing in your Itaki Pro. Or in your rice cooker. And if you're interested, I'll link some videos below that I've watched to sort of get inspired. As you guys saw when I was setting this up, I didn't add any seasoning. It was just rice, water, and the chicken. There was nothing else. So the only seasoning that I added to really was the French fried onions. I'd love to know what you guys think of this recipe. And as always, aloha.